I am the light of God. This is video 1, which will include 2 videos with an explanation and then a brief meditation on the third one. We often use the word self to denote our spirit, the higher self, the God part. There are many names, including light, to describe what is indescribable. When you think of the word self and remove the S, what do you have? You have elf. Did you hear me? Elf. Could this be the hidden meaning of what we are? I often write about our magical self as being powerful and that we have the capability to expand our energy by putting the letter S back in front of the word elf and be, yes, be our powerful self. And one way to do this is to understand the vital body, the etheric in nature. It has a powerful presence and creative possibilities. I tried to explain the etheric vital light body years ago at a local adult Sunday school class, but it didn't work. The audience was large, and I mentioned that what I was going to share with them was scientific. It was from a book called The Secret Life of Plants. And I told them, even though a limb or part of in the case of a plant, a part of the plant is missing, it still exists in the vital body, in the etheric, subtle body. Well, they didn't like it that I said that, or about half of the audience did not like it. And in fact, one woman stood up and banged her Bible and yelled, "There's nothing about that in the Bible," which is a huge mistake because there are hundreds of comments in the Bible that mention light and how we are light and everything is light. So the word light is used in both the Old Testament and New Testament as a natural description, or used spiritually or metaphorically. And light is used for wisdom and understanding, openness, and to reveal something. So with this in mind, I'm going to share this video and its sequels as a web of light, invisible to normal vision, but yet more powerful than the physical body you and I are wearing right now. So humanity needs to be more informed about the unfoldment of what I refer to as etheric consciousness. It's also known as the vital body. And medical science is the first science to recognize the existence of the etheric. Several other alternative health modalities also recognize this and have for thousands of years. Now, Christ refers to a stable etheric body as a glorious white robe. The developed etheric body is ours as we develop this over thousands of years. Develop means we activate it. Everyone has one, but the idea is to consciously activate it through our consciousness. Many people will express it through the color violet, because violet is a bridge, or through the blue, which is a color representing the higher worlds And when you become aware of what I'm saying, you may suddenly find yourself standing in a place beyond matter that is all blue. And I know what I'm talking about because I've been there. Now, this etheric body, your vital body, is not your soul, your mind, or your spirit. It is a vehicle of energy. Okay? So actually, it's the answer, one of the answer, and a powerful answer to our seeking order and beauty here in physical life. For the glorious light to manifest and be involved in our plane consciousness and actually vibrate as part of our physical energy fields, we have to be able to first consciously be aware of its presence and train ourselves to expand it and then hold the energy. So how do we acquire it? When you descend into matter as a physical form, you had another physical form which is called the vital body etheric. It is your true form when entering matter. Hold on a minute and I'll help you understand if you haven't heard this before. Humanity has basically ignored the subtle etheric matter and instead focuses on the physical astral being emotional. So modern science has already researched the fact that everyone has another body primarily composed of the dominant energy or energies to which the individual group, nation, or world reacts in any particular cycle or world period. So science is ahead of many metaphysical or religious seekers in this understanding. I understand it because as part of the gifts I came here with, meaning being able to view the etheric and personal incidences have been mentioned in some of my books. The etheric vital body is not auras as typically known. It's an actual web or body that everything in matter owns. All creative things possess an energy vital pattern. It is subtle and intangible, yet substantial, which controls, governs, and conditions the outer body. Now, if you wish to be healed on any level, this is where the healing must first take place. Now, although it was originally perfect at our physical birth, here I'm talking about this etheric vital body, is constantly changing. A vital body exists in all the subhuman kingdoms in nature. And there have been evidence of this in the animal kingdom and the vegetable kingdom. And I have also witnessed the very thing I just described. So what is this etheric vital body that was originally perfect and constantly changing? It's composed of interlocking and circulating lines of force, emanating from one or another, or from one or many of the 7 planes or areas of consciousness of our planetary life. And this is why it is so important to understand the 7 major etheric centers as a map to healing and evolution and enlightenment. The etheric body and its streams of force are related to the etheric points, which are commonly called the chakras. Perhaps you call them your centers. While the dense physical body is composed of atoms, each with its own individual life and light energy, it is held together by and is expressive of the energies which compose this etheric vital body that I'm attempting to describe. Your consciousness dwells in the vitality and centers of your physical body and the particular point your individuality has attained in conscious evolution through the circumstances of your daily life and heredity. Now, the 7 centers that I frequently mention are subject and controlled by the etheric vital levels of awareness. And humanity doesn't realize or practice this understanding collectively as yet. Instead, as I said before, the focus is usually on the physical interests and astral emotional leanings. So if you are advanced and serious in your understanding, why not shift your attention to your etheric blueprint that is constantly changing and responding to the newer energies by using your inner or divine will to bring its original perfection and energy into your 7 major chakras. It's worth it. So within the physical body, the network of the etheric body is to be found permeating every single part. It is peculiarly associated at this time of our evolution with the nervous system, which is fed and nourished and controlled and galvanized by its etheric counterpart. So in other words, you're being fed by millions of tiny streams or lines of energy. I have seen this clairvoyantly in people, and it's really amazing to observe. So I'm assuming you already understand that the 7 centers are not within the dense physical body. They exist only in etheric matter, that means subtle, light matter, and in this etheric so-called aura outside the physical body. Now, if you're seriously on the path to fulfillment, you must learn to use and direct energy where needed. In other words, the etheric is the target for healing and not the physical body. Now, that's something for you to really think about. The etheric body has one main objective. It is to vitalize and energize the physical body and integrate it into the energy body of the Earth and the solar system. It's a web of energy streams. It is a circulation of life forces on every level, from individual to solar. The etheric is a physical body, actually physical. It can be measured, and it carries all the emotional and mental and unconscious energies. And our goal is to consciously understand this and use it to deliberately and successfully express divinity. So remember, the etheric vital body at each incarnation is an exact replica of its denser counterpart, meaning the physical. But there's one major difference. A newborn may be born with an abnormal body part, but his vital body is perfect. So when the mind of the individual matures, its job is to store up the rays of radiant light and heat secured from the sun and to transmit them via the spleen to all parts of the physical body. There are other ways to do that, which I will tell you later. So now when you have your physical furnace burning brightly, the fuel is there where you need it. You have it. So this is a brief introduction to our etheric emanations to remind you that the power of our energy can be both for the good and not so good. And more of us will take up the challenge, explore, and deliberate purification of the subtle and vital energy centers so we can create saner lives where we are actually balanced and not contaminators of life. Blessings.